The Bosnian capital of Sarajevo means different things to different people. The crossroads of Europe, a city of four faiths, and of course, also a city of conflict. Today, I'm going to find out what it means to Sarajevo resident Amela of Funky Tours, Bosnia's friendliest tour company.
This is one of my favorite places to come actually, to eat and drink coffee, even though I had 4 like this morning, so I'm grabbing a tea.
And it's very close to the office.
Really close to my office where I can go actually, but also this place is really historical actually. It's called Sarai Caravan, where used to be a place where those caravans would travel, where they would be staying. Actually these upstairs windows, that would be where they had rooms. This down area where people are selling actually carpets, and where there is this like little coffee shop, it's a place where they will leave like horses. But the interesting part is that the first 3 nights were actually for free, and then if you like to stay more, like then you have to pay. Like that people were selling or buying stuff, which was like good way how economy of the new city of Sarajevo was actually growing. Kind of like looks the same, but actually the wooden part did burn during the war, so that part had to be reconstructed. But it does not function as like a hostel anymore. So it's like has offices for lawyers, exhibitions for the artists in case of paintings or like photographs. But this coffee shop is called Divan, but it's really one of my favorite places to go and to like enjoy especially it's really nice actually during Ramadan. After we fast, when we go to pray, actually this is the place where I like to come to my friends to have like baklava, tea, or like even Bosnian coffee.
This is probably the greenest tea I have ever seen in my life.
Well, I'm drinking Turkish tea with the flavor of kiwi, which will be one of my favorite flavors that I like to take. One of the rare places that has actually this tea, it's actually this place where we are sitting right now. We are actually in Bascarsija, in the center of the city of Sarajevo, which is the capital of Bosnia and Herzegovina. And at the moment we are actually in a backyard of this Gazi Husra Bey's mosque, which is one of the first mosques actually built in Sarajevo. And Gazi Husra Bey is actually the founder, also considered one of the founders of this city actually. He is buried just in that turbe right there, just behind us.
And this is really the epicenter of tourism in Sarajevo, isn't it?
It really is actually. Bascarsija, it's actually 2 times smaller than it used to be. There was a big flame actually that happened, unfortunately, where most of everything got burned. But before Bascarsija, it's like a marketplace. Now everything at that time was like 1 street for each, but today everything would be mixed. But there is 1 street that stayed, that's called Coppersmith Street, which is the same like the people who work there are only making things out of the copper. So it is actually clock tower. A lot of people think actually it's broken, that it's not working, but actually it is. Just the numbers are actually written in Arabic and actually shows lunar time. So only remaining lunar clock that shows lunar time in the world is actually this one that we have right here.
We're now at one of the oldest bakeries in the city, and I can tell you that the smell of home baking here is absolutely incredible. What have you got?
I like coffee pastry with like hot dog inside, really nice. But I know you eat meat, so I got you like corn. It's made with the corn flour, the pastry, and inside is filled with actually cheese.
Oh. Mmm. Mmm.
Is it good?
I can see why you say this is one of the best bakeries in the city. Mm.
So the city, I would say like this area right here, it's called Slatko Čoše because it actually means like sweet corner. And all of these like shops are selling something sweet, so my place to go.
Now I've noticed that the people in Sarajevo are absolutely obsessed with ice cream.
Not obsessed, but like we love it.
Here
really
you call
good.
it
Sladoled. Well, as you can see, it says Sarajevo Meeting of Cultures. It's the, well, you can see the place, part of the town that we came from is actually old Ottoman buildings, really old. And when we go across another side, the building is much bigger, much more than like elegant, Austro-Hungarian actually architecture. So we going from one side to the other. To be here, it's like Sarajevo Meeting of Cultures. It's like leaving your DNA on two places at the same time, and kind of like we have a joke here that says going from Istanbul to Vienna or from Vienna to Istanbul.
Right, I think we should now get a strong Bosnian coffee.
Well, welcome to Caffe Andar. So, you need a Dzebo. We use it only for coffee, nothing else. So, first you put in the coffee, of course. And there is two different kind of Bosnian coffees. There is the burek one and the ground. So basically it's the same coffee, but different is in the how they blend the bean. Now you need the hot water. The best one is not boiled, but almost boiled. Like when you see the bubbles, you take it off. You pour in the water, but not all the way to the top, like this. And then you take the spoon and mix it a little bit, and then you leave. Now you have to watch it all the time, because if you move from here, the coffee will go all over the place. Because the point is now to wait for the coffee to go all the way up in the Dzebo. So we have to wait for a moment. See, it's going all the way up, and now you have to be really careful and take it off. Now, if you have the time, the best thing is like to wait for the coffee to go down one more time, and then to go one more time up. So that way it's the best coffee. We don't have to do it now. Now you, when you see the coffee went all the way down, you take again the hot water and you fill it till the top. And now you have the Bosnian coffee ready. This is called filjan. We use it for coffee, nothing else, just for the coffee. This is called zarf. It's here to keep coffee hot for a longer time, because Bosnians like to drink coffee for a really long time. And I'm talking about really long time, like if we don't have at least 1 hour, we are not going to sit at the coffee at all. Like we really like to enjoy it.
So I think I learnt two main things there. One, being a barista in Bosnia is very complicated, and two, you need 1 hour minimum to drink coffee.
Like when you feel in the day that you are going to burn down, like just take your time, sit and drink coffee, and after that everything will be fine.
Place where used to be a man working, selling water for those caravans, you know, that were traveling at that time. But now it's of course for free. That actually is the replica, little about 50 meters down. That was the original one. When they had that big flame in Sarajevo, where almost the entire Bascarsija burned, that original one was actually also burned. So that's kind of like a replica built by the Austro-Hungarians. Of course, today it's for free, and the legend says that if you drink water from Seville or any other fountain in the old town, you'll be coming back to Sarajevo.
So it looks like I'll be coming back then, because I've certainly drunk water from that fountain.
So where the Olympic Games were actually being held. So pretty much Sarajevo was actually in the center of the world. There are so many fun stuff that actually happened during the Olympic Games when they were actually hosted here, and it's the best time actually. I know how my mom, my dad, how they would tell me how they were going out, how they were volunteering for everything to be prepared, for everything to be done. And pretty much Sarajevo was in the center of the world. Like nobody actually that much did actually know about Sarajevo's existence or anything. but it was really like funny. Just a few days before like Olympic Games should start, there was no snow, nothing, like no, not even a little drop. So the government was like, okay, we have prepared fake snow just in case. Seems like it's not just in case only, and everything was like putting on the mountains and stuff. And then one night before the Olympic Games start, everything is white, everything is like perfect. It's like fairy tale city. Where can you find a city when you can go in the mountain literally with a 20-minute drive? Like, come on.
And now for a quick lesson in typical Bosnian food.
So this is traditional Bosnian. It's called pita. It can be with spinach, with cheese, with spinach cheese. Hold on, I miss meat and the potatoes. But I got you my favorite one, the spinach one. I know you don't eat meat, but I eat meat. I love meat. Little bit sour cream, perfect. It's like mostly how Bosnian lunch actually looks like. Almost every second day in every Bosnian household is like this. But while we were talking about the Olympic Games, we have a saying, like there's nothing that Bosnian loves more than burek, which would be the meat pie. But when Jure Franko won the only medal for Yugoslavia during Olympic Games '84, we have a saying here that says volimo Jureka više od bureka, which means we love Jure more than burek. And I think that's the only thing that we love more than burek actually.
Well, that is really tasty.
Yeah?
Really tasty. There is no diet version of this though, unfortunately. It's just full on. If you come to Bosnia, I guarantee you will not lose weight.
So this is Kazanjiluk Street, actually the only street that remains the same purpose that it used to have during the Ottoman period of time. People who work here are coppersmith stores, and they work things with copper.
That's my family craft actually from early 30s. So we can see here from early 30s, my grandfather, he started on the top, then my father with my uncles, my brother, that's guy there next to me, my nephew, and I. So like we can say actually the fourth generation it's already in the craft, you know. So here you can actually see how we make some of these things. I can start with these, the simple one. That's for the book, like a bookmark, see. But the good things I don't have to the same. Every of these will be the different in the end. And I make that without any inscription. You can see here a lot of different tools here around. It's a lot of different stamps. So I just start, heat and move. I will make here one very simple version. So we start with the baseline, then we use the half circle one, and we go like that. The interesting part of this is that even I don't know how that looks in the end. Now I don't think of my next move, nothing. Just like that, you know. Depends which mood I am. Did I drink the Bosnian coffee or no? That's like super important for design. We use the rubber hammer like this, the flat one, to make the copper flat again. This one will scratch the metal, you know. So we can get something like that. Can you guess what we have here? Do you have idea?
That looks like the bridge at Mostar.
10 points goes to you. See, I make a good job. You can recognize that. Yes, it's the bridge de Mostar. Later on, I will add here the more details and everything. Put the small hole in the top, and we will get one of these. See, the nice bookmarks. And now, it's no important how many of these I show you. Every time, it's the different design, different ornaments, you know. Do you have idea what we want to make here? Coffee pots. So this one, empty one. This one, it's full of the lead. Reason it's actually the simple. So see, if I don't have the lead and I use these tools and I do that, you have the big chance to drink coffee from here, from here, from here, all around. And then this is the super important, to cover with the tin. See this inside the tin. Copper, otherwise copper will change color. Start to be the green, then in some point start to be even a little poisoned. So the most important part, it's actually this tin inside. We connect with the handle, but see, handle it's made from the brass because we need something to conduct the heat. And then you are ready to enjoy the beautiful Bosnian coffee.
Now, when I was at school, Sarajevo was in the history books for a completely different reason. It was by this bridge that in 1914 Gavrilo Princip shot dead the Archduke Franz Ferdinand of the Austro-Hungarian Empire, and thereby ignited the First World War. Without the assassination here, there may never have been a First World War. That's debatable. What's not is that there definitely wouldn't have been a band called Franz Ferdinand.
And tourism every year, actually much more guests we have actually coming here, and like people would think like everything is destroyed, the war and stuff like, but it's been 32 years, so a lot of it actually has been already reconstructed, and so much things to see, so much things to do right now.
My huge thanks to Amela for showing me around her city. Now, I want to end with 3 recommendations. Firstly, when it's getting too hot in the city, and believe me, it gets very hot in summer in Sarajevo, then take the funicular. Up here it is glorious. A few degrees cooler, and there are hiking paths all over the mountain. Secondly, Sarajevo is receiving more tourists every year, so my advice, come here now. And thirdly, check out the website of Funky Tours, and they will take you around Sarajevo and beyond. In fact, all over the Balkans, if you want. I've thoroughly enjoyed my time here. It's such a friendly city. And as Amela said, as I've drunk from the fountain, I am destined to come back. I hope so.